You have access to the most fantastic information and advice in all of human history by far. There are scholars, psychiatrists, professional athletes, religious experts, entrepreneurs, all spilling the beans on how to be successful and happy. So why are you still struggling? Geez, you must be pretty bad at this life thing. Wow, okay, now that's pretty harsh. Don't think about yourself like that. Clearly, these videos aren't helping people, otherwise there wouldn't be so many of them. Think about it. Why do you keep watching more and more motivational videos? Some of you lucky few who haven't been corrupted completely by TikTok dances and funny animals may even be reading books on advice, but it's not working, is it? Otherwise, you would have stopped looking at self-help because yourself would have already been helped and you'd move on. I have struggled with this issue for so long, but I have figured out the secret sauce, and this video will help you and you will be able to move on with life after it. I can promise you that. Well, at least I'm pretty sure. Quiz time! Pick your favorite topic out of these two, anxiety or lack of motivation. I imagine 99% of you are struggling with one of these. Let's call them mental illnesses. Now, for whichever one you choose as your favorite mental illness, I want you to answer this next question out loud. Speak it. Or if you're in an awkward spot to do that, like, I don't know, you're watching this on a bus or during a match of hide and seek, well, then at least say the words clearly in your head and do not get found. How do you fix your mental illness? Well, that answer wasn't the best, was it? Okay, you got me. I can't read your mind, unfortunately. I'm sitting in my lounge on my laptop on the 7th of October 2023, 6:45 a.m. How is the future, by the way? But your answer was probably not clear and concise. Think about how much you've seen on how to be motivated and you still don't know the answer. That's the issue. I am going to remind you how to learn and make change. Keyword, I'm going to remind you, not teach you. You can probably do your 9 times tables. Well done, you clever little sausage. That sounded like gobbledygook, didn't it? Gobbledygook sounds kind of racist. Well, these sounds I'm making right now are also just sounds. If an alien came down and listened to me say, and you and you look awfully funny with those big eyes, you silly alien, they wouldn't know the difference. However, you have perfectly memorized over 100,000 of slightly different sound combinations and their meanings, and as a result can understand exactly what I'm thinking and trying to communicate with you. That is goddamn crazy. Are you now starting to see the outrageous amounts of things you have learnt and memorized in that mushy mess of yours? How are you able to remember all of this stuff? You don't study it and watch videos on it every day, yet you know it better than the stuff you're trying to actually learn. Now that is a bit of a problem. Look around you. You could probably name every single item you see, and there's hundreds, maybe thousands of them, and you can describe the color that they are. You can tell without even feeling them what they are gonna feel like just from looking at them. You have learned so much. You just went about learning it in a better way than you're trying to learn this bloody motivational self-help video crap. Well, I guess that's kind of what this video is, but this will work. Okay, relax. What I'm about to tell you is the most important part of the video, so you want to be paying attention. You can forget everything else I was talking about, but this is how you can learn and change your life in just 3 steps. Part 1. Take in some new information. You're probably quite good at step 1. I bet you do it a lot. In fact, you do it way too much. The key word here is some new information. This information will be in your short-term memory, like how this video is right now. Woo, look at me. I'm in your short-term memory. Yippee! You could probably remember what I quizzed you on earlier, right? Try and remember. See if you can do it. Now I want you to try and remember what happened in that video you saw 4 videos before this one. What was it? Oh, you don't even know the video anymore, do you? Oh dear, it's gone. Poof. The short-term memory can only hold so much. Your brain cannot store unlimited information, which sucks because That would be awesome, and we wouldn't be in this mess. You would watch one video on anxiety and be like, oh, just don't have anxiety. I get it. I understand completely now. Off I go, and you'd be out into the world dancing and singing happily, talking to random strangers at will. But the brain works like this. It gets information, it decides if you need it to be stored up in the long-term memory where you can access it forever, and if it doesn't need it, then boom, it's gone. So take in some new information, maybe 20 minutes worth, for example, and stop. Do not overwrite it by binge watching like 10 more videos in a row. Now getting into the tricky stuff. Part 2, reflect and recall the information. This is the step you might be missing with things you're not great at learning. Learning is when you can recall the information, not take the information in. Think about how often you recall language. You bring it back out of your own mind like every single day. You think about what an object is every time you see it. This is how you have learnt these things so well. It's so important, I'm going to say it again. Learning is when you can recall the information, not taking the information in. If you listen to 2 + 2 = 4 every day on your headphones, but if you get asked, what's 2 + 2? And you're like, you don't know what 2 + 2 =. You haven't learnt it. But people binge watch advice and then believe they have learnt it, even when they can't clearly recall the advice if you were to ask them about it. So watch this video, then go, leave, and never come back. Or subscribe if you want advice on specific issues down the track. Reflect on what you have heard me say in this video. Recall the information to yourself. Even better, if you're kind of cool and you have friends, talk about it with someone you know. Write it down if you like, with a cool pen. I just love cool pens. Part 3, repeat. Tomorrow, ask yourself, why am I itchy there? Then ask after that, how can I actually change my life and learn from advice? See if you can remember at least this 3-step process, again from your own mind. Do this until it is as automatic as saying the days of the week, which is actually harder. That's 7 things. This is 3 things. Sorry, I have a lisp. That sentence was hard. If you struggle to do this, then save this video and you can watch it again tomorrow. Hopefully, you won't have to ever hear my voice again though. People spend all day bombarding themselves with step 1. They watch TikToks, go on Twitter, check Reddit, listen to podcasts, blast music, watch YouTube, put on a movie, like, god damn! When do you do part 2 and 3 in your day? Think about what percentage is spent doing part 1. Your brain is never like, oh, we need to hang on to this information, as we will never be bringing it up ever again. This is why you aren't changing your life, you silly goose. So good luck. And don't you dare go click on another video.